they call him?
Yeah.
Pop him in. What's up, my little brother?
What's up, man?
I can't fucking...
No lift. Your hour?
Yeah, you're flying back out to Montreal, my brother?
Yeah, I'm going today. I my storyteller shows tonight.
So you're up there for 3 weeks. There's ARI SHAFFIR on the line, by the way, if everybody's wondering.
Hi, everybody. Mind your business.
What was last weekend? The last weekend was the Dirty Show?
Last thing was the Dirty Show with Slayton and DePaulo and Metzger, and then...
Did you say Slayton?
Slayton, yeah.
How was he?
Slayton. He's all right. He's worried about his future. He's really worried.
Did you torture?
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Did you torture him a little bit?
I started to torture him, but then he already started. He knows me by now. He's like, you don't do coke, huh? I tried. I was like, a little bit. He goes, nah, you're just a pothead. I know now. He's fucking him so good.
Oh, I still... You know what? He tried to friend me on Facebook. Me and Ralphie were sitting here. Ralphie fucking did the podcast and let the cat out of the bag on the podcast. How I used to torture him and shit. And somebody else asked me about it. How I used to tell him I put it under his fucking milk container. And he'd say, where the fuck is it? I don't know. It's under your milk container. Jesus Christ, my daughter stole it. And he...
The first time I went, it was so great. When you told him, like, hey, Ari does a lot of blow. He's got a package coming for him. He was friendly with me. He was extra. He looked at me all weird. He was like, where are you going? I was like, nothing. I just got some friends I got to meet. He's like, oh, what, are you going to meet them later? What's the difference, man? Calm down. He gets so into it.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. No, the reason why I want to have you on today is because I've been in what's called a conundrum the last couple of weeks. Because you have, this is not happening now, but it's going from the internet to primetime TV on Comedy Central.
Primetime TV, yeah.
11 o'clock at night. Prime fucking time, brother. This is a show that started for $5 at the fucking Improv back room on a Tuesday night.
You're the first one.
At Thursday nights, me, Mark Maron. Remember we all did that fucking one show over there?
Yeah, all psychedelic stuff. Maron,
Steve Agee. Yeah, we all. That's when I told the Pink Floyd thing. But it's so weird that it all started, and now it's on television. And you called me. I'm going to do one of the episodes in September at the Cheetah. We're going back to the Cheetah, and it's so weird that this writing fucking process has just been. I don't know, Ari. This has really changed me.
Well, it's kind of fun to be like. Just to sort of think about those things. Sometimes I don't even think about those times until I get a topic, and then I start like wondering what happened. I call my high school friends sometimes. I was like, "Hey, did I ever get into it? Whatever the topic is, I would ask. Like, did anything happen out of my memory?" And then it remind me of stories. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we stuck that kid's toothbrush up our ass. That's right. Whatever it was." Just fun to like relive those days and stuff.
And it's so funny. Like whenever I do those things, I usually think about it. I make little notes, and then I make calls. I'll try to call people who were around me at that time, and I go, "Remember that time?" And they'll go, "Yeah, didn't you fucking whatever?" Like I called my uncle because I wanted to get the whole funeral thing. I called my uncle, and we talked for like an hour, and he was like, "Let me tell you something. In all my fucking 74 years, I never saw a crazier funeral than your mother's." And that's what happened. He goes, "Do you remember the first night?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "You don't remember the first night with Zoraida? How she had the fucking owner by the neck and 3 people had to break him apart?" And I go, "Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's right." It was the opening night. All white people came to that one. That was the all white one. Like everybody from the neighborhood came, their parents, the kids from the neighborhood. I was never so embarrassed in my life, Ari. Because Zoraida didn't go off on the afternoon one. They usually have a 2 to 4 viewing. Then they have a 4 to 7 or 6 to 9. A Cuban wake is 24 hours for 5 days. Because that's how they did them in the old country. You put the body in your house and people just came to your house. So this funeral...
Like Ceausescu? Like a fucking dictator?
Yeah, like in your living room. In the old days when you died, there was no funeral parlors. They put you in a casket and they put you in the living room. And then people came over and they drank and they whatever they did, they pissed on you and they went fucking home. No big deal. So he wanted to have that same Cuban feeling in this Cuban funeral parlor. It's called Rivero Funeral Parlor, still in North Bergen. It's a different owner, though. The guy made millions and got the fuck out of there. And I'll never forget that the first day at the funeral, man, not the 2 to 4 one, but the 7 to 9. I'm a young kid. I'm still in shock that my mother died. I'm having a conversation with some kids about basketball, and all of a sudden I'm hearing in Spanish, "Me cago en coño tu madre, hijo de puta, te voy a matar." That means fuck your mother. I'm going to kill you and shit. And I go in the other room, and Zoraida's got the fucking owner by the throat, and there's 3 people, and she's pointing at him, and she's yelling at him, and I go, "What's going on?" And she told me that my mother didn't have the right dress on. And I remember thinking about that, going, who gives a fuck? She's dead. Do you think she's worried about what dress she's fucking dead? You know, but just, and I remember my uncle saying that they did like some Santeria stuff the first day at the funeral. I didn't remember this either. And he goes that the day they buried her, they still hadn't cleaned that water up. And that the water tipped over in the jar in the limousine. And that the limousine driver, I do remember that, pulled over and couldn't drive because the water...
Because the Santeria water spilled?
Yeah, the Santeria water had like chicken blood in it and all this goat blood and shit. They had killed all these animals. And it was in there mixed with feathers and shit. And the fucking thing, you're supposed to throw it in the hole with it. And the thing tipped over and the fucking limo smelt like ass. The limo driver had to pull over. He couldn't drive. He kept puking. This was fucking the funeral from fucking hell. People were drinking. People were doing blow. I remember the first time they ripped out like a bottle of Pinch, because my mother drank Pinch. So they ripped out a bottle of Pinch, which is like a whiskey. And the funeral parlor was like, guys, you cannot drink at my funeral parlor.
In here.
I will lose my license. And they just looked at him like, you better get back in that fucking room. We're going to drink. So all these things I got from my uncle. I remembered the one night. That was the night that always stayed with me. But back to what we're talking about here. It's just amazing, Ari, what you've done with this. Because I don't worry about shit. I usually, when I write a joke, and I put it out there. Whether they like it or not, it's a joke to me. And just by the sound of it, you know whether you're going to keep it or not. You know?
Yeah.
This is something that we get to put out one time. We really get to practice.
Stories are different, exactly. One time, pretty much, and then you're done.
And then you're done. You get to practice it a little bit, you know, but not really, because people look at you weird, like, we're at a comedy show. Why are you telling me about your dead fucking mother?
Yeah. You can work about a comedy show, but it gets weird sometimes.
Yeah, I tried doing it the other night. People were like, where the fuck are we going with this shit, Joey? So I'm going to have Lee tape me in the fucking here, and we'll send it to you and see what you think. But it's just really weird, Ari. Man, it's just... I like writing jokes.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Starting off with like fucking 12 people in the audience, and moving to TV. Pretty cool.
With no booze.
That's right. There was no booze in there. You couldn't even bring booze in. You couldn't even get booze next to it.
The first 2 or 3 of them, we had no booze. And then after that, you put a name on it. Somebody showed up, and you moved it to the big room, and there was no looking back after that.
Yeah, they were getting mad because the lineup was so good, and they were like, why do you have fucking Joey Diaz and Bill Burr and Jim Jeffries in the little side room for $5? I'm like, I don't know, it's the room you gave me. You want to book suckers just because you gave me a small room? I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Let me ask you
something. It was a big room, got booze, yeah.
When you write some of these stories, when you're thinking about some of these stories, like your sex ones, do you fucking get fucked up for a few days, like that you did these things? Like I always do.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I just know it. I have trouble sometimes with an ending, like tie it all together. And there's no real beginning or ending to a story. I mean, like even that funeral, it's like it doesn't begin at the funeral. It begins you and your mom were close. You know, it begins way before. So it's like, at what point do you start it? At what point do you end it? It's been cool, like learning the process. Even from watching other comics too, you learn a lot.
You know, I've watched all the series. I watched Rogan. I watched Moshe Kasher. I don't even know some of the fucking names. Kamanji. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting the different styles of storytelling there are also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DJ's completely different than you are.
Yeah.
Different than, other people, TJ or whoever, Sean Patton. Yeah, it's cool. It's like there's no right way. So people just do it However,
do you go about it and write it the same way you write jokes? Well, both of you guys.
What do you mean?
Like the same process. When you sit down and write a joke, is it the same way you go and write a story? Because the point of it isn't to be funny, like in a way. So
right.
I don't know if it's a different process.
Yeah, it's less. It's like you know how Annie Hall's a comedy, but it's not as many jokes as fucking Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's slower, but yeah. So you don't think as much about comedy because there can be serious moments, and there can be plot. You have to do setup. You can't just do a punchline every 5 seconds. It set some stuff up, but people will go with it. The first time I saw one really good was Ralphie May. I was working the cover booth in the OR, the comedy store, and it was just a shitty night. Nobody was doing that well, and Ralphie May was on. He was on for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. He goes, you know what? You guys are not an A audience. You're not getting my A jokes. Even my B jokes. and then he started doing some story about the first time he met Sam Kinison. He won some contest when he was a 17-year-old. And Kinison was doing key bumps in front of him, and this 17-year-old was like, what the fuck? He didn't know what was happening. And man, I'll tell you, you can watch from that cover booth, everybody was just on the edge of their seat. You know, like interested in what he was saying. It might not have been like as funny as Ralphie usually is, like punch, 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 but man, it was interesting. You get everyone's attention in a certain way.
I went to saw a movie today. I was in the bathroom. This old guy next to me farted at the urinal. And like when I was like 10, I was in the bathroom with my best friend and Wendy's. This old guy farted, and we both died laughing. We ran to the parking lot. He saw us, and this guy farted next to me in the urinal at the movie theater today. And it took all my strength not to laugh. It's fucking crazy.
It's funny when you fart. Like I blasted a fart in the bathroom, airport bathroom about a month ago. Everybody freaked out. Like everybody. It was a long one. I was at the urinal at the end of the pee. Yeah. When you're fucking Uranus, you're tightening it up and shit. And I blasted one, a long one. And people looked at me. I thought that's what you blasted farts. But I guess not. I guess not.
Oh, my.
I guess you got to blast them in public.
I did one from the bathroom this weekend, and Paula started laughing because my bedroom is not that far from my bathroom. I had this big fart, and she just started laughing. So I thought that's pretty cool.
What else did you do all weekend?
Not much. We had her mom's birthday dinner, and then picked her up Saturday, went to the gym, watched some TV, watched Patriots Sunday.
They win?
Yeah.
Everybody happy? Bill Belichick good?
Yeah, as good as you're ever. I mean, I was worried because the Bills. I was worried we're going to lose, but it looks like we're getting better.
Beautiful.
I don't really have it.
The Bills?
The Bills were doing pretty well, and we were tied for first.
What?
Yeah, it's only 6 games into the season.
Yeah, get him started.
He's a Cowboy fan.
Next thing you know, he's got binoculars.
Ortiz has testicular cancer. David Ortiz, you hear that today?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Now, who'd the Cowboys beat up on?
Seattle Seahawks.
They smacked them.
They went right at fucking Sherman. They took it to him. They played like men.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Take it to the player.
A couple freak plays. A punt got blocked for a touchdown, and something else happened. Some fumble for a touchdown. And they still came right back and fucking last-minute drive. Romo wasn't Romo. Amazing. 5-1. They're going to make the playoffs, man. I was done. I thought 6-10 this year.
Look at you. Look at the both.
They're going to break my heart again. They're going to break my fucking heart again. In week 17, like they always do.
Unbelievable. I, of course, went to Denver. The Improv. Very nice people. I want to thank everybody that came out. Had a great time. Metal Brad 420 brought us this fucking
the blunt of death,
7-gram blunt of death, which we're going to spark up after the show tonight.
All Alien OG.
And make a video of. By that time, Lee will be passed out.
Oh, yeah.
Like the girl in 16 Candles.
I had 3/4 of an edible of a brownie today. So.
Oh, well, you're going deep tonight.
We need some milk with this.
What fucking milk?
That's got gluten in the throat. That's so much smoking.
Bringing up milk to Joey is like bringing up ranch dressing.
Why? No chocolate milk? How about chocolate milk?
I love chocolate milk.
Let's get some chocolate milk and cut our throats.
Where are we going to get chocolate milk from?
7-Eleven.
No, there's no 7-Eleven around here. We're dead.
There's 7-Eleven everywhere.
Where?
This looks like Bodegaville out here.
There's no 7-Eleven around here. There's 7-Eleven 10 blocks that way.
Oh, yeah.
Laurel Canyon.
Oh, yeah. But there's one off of Burbank.
Where? Oh, that's
right.
McDonald's.
Do you know there's no 7-Elevens in Dayton, Ohio?
How come?
I don't know. Because it can't support it.
They can't support
it. There's no 7-Elevens in all of Dayton. The closest one is fucking Columbus.
Where'd you fly out of?
Dayton.
Oh, they have a local airport.
Yeah, international airport.
Tremendous. No, Denver was very nice.
Dayton Flyers. That's where fucking Wright brothers were. After North Carolina or something. I don't know. I look at the pictures.
You learn something new every day.
Look at the pictures at the airport.
Denver was very nice. I was very impressed with it. It was. I hadn't been there to do comedy in a long time like that, like by myself. Just to
How
do
long?
comedy.
Decade?
94.
Wow. 20 years.
96 was the last. I went into the triple run. I did Craig. I did Craig somewhere up close to Aspen, and whatever was Saturday night. That's the last time. I was dating a girl named Carol, the one I found the aluminum foil in her asshole that day. And I took her with me. It was a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare.
I'm sure she loves that that's how you remember her.
How'd she get it in there?
Yeah, she's getting married.
How'd she get it in
and
there?
I asked her 2 weeks ago, I said, let me ask you something. Does he know how many dicks you suck? And she's like, no, and he's not gonna know. Okay. He thinks like your breath is fucking minty because that's gum. He doesn't know that's fucking, you probably got fucking testicular fucking nutsack cancer in your mouth that tastes like fucking peppermint juice or whatever the fuck it tastes like. Why you guys gotta get me on that type of stuff?
Tell them what you ate on Thursday.
What I eat?
The chicharron burrito and the tater tots.
Oh, right.
You call-
Listen.
oh my
There's
God.
certain places that you go to.
Yeah.
Like Ari and I went to Denver one time.
Uh-huh.
First thing we did was we walked around the corner and we got green chili
Yeah.
at that place.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's it. Listen, that's it.
That's it for Denver.
You don't go to Denver to get a steak or a cheeseburger. Well, they have an Italian hero. Listen, stop it. Stop it. You walk into a place, you look at the menu. If they got the pork green chili soup, you walk in there and you go, let me get a fucking cup of soup. Don't ask if it's spicy. Don't ask. Just bring extra tortillas and then you decide. If it's good, bring the cup. If the cup is good, then go all out. Then get whatever you want, but you're going to smother it with the green chili.
Because it'll be good.
Yes. So the first thing I did was, because they have, what people don't know, or some people do know, is that they have different kind of Mexican foods. The food you get in San Diego is different than the food you get in L.A.
Yeah.
But it's completely different than the food you get in the Southwest.
Dallas.
No.
New Mexico.
New Mexico, Colorado, Utah,
Santa Fe.
That's what they have. They have green chili. When you go to Texas, it's Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Chuy's,
Queso.
Papacitos.
Oh, yeah.
All that with the queso and all that stuff. So you have 3 different areas, maybe even 4. I don't know what the other one might be.
Don Carlos was talking about that. He said it's some truck went by and said authentic Mexican food. He goes, that ain't authentic Mexican food. He goes, they ain't any authentic Mexican food. I make fucking San Diego garbage Mexican food. That's what that guy makes too. He's like, be honest about it.
Well, it's
We
been
have a
Americanized.
hybrid,
It's
yeah.
been Americanized. But they still have, there's a lot of things that are very, tacos, fucking tacos.
But they fuck it up in the East Coast. I've never.
I like hard shell.
They're not bad. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's not the same. And like when I moved here, I had never tried like a taco with cilantro and onion. When my mom made like
No.
Oh, I
taco
can't
night,
deal with that.
No. East Coast hasn't had fucking Mexican food since Jesus left.
I know it's so weird.
It's horrible because they didn't migrate, and even the ones that migrate, the good Mexican food in the East Coast, you have to pay for it. It's fucking. It's $19.95 a dish for 2 enchiladas and a bean taco. And North Bergen has one. Where I grew up, North Bergen. It used to be Gregory's 7-day
That's
weekend.
waste.
Then they have an upscale one in Fort Lee, where it's a tequila bar. But my friends go and they're like, bro, we drop $60, $80 every time we go in there.
I don't understand that. I was telling Paula last night we were walking by this place on Ventura, and it was like a fancy Mexican place, and the best Mexican food are tacos and
Yeah,
enchiladas.
it's garbage food. At its heart, it's garbage food. So don't fucking doll it up too much. Just eat it as it is.
But there's good fucking Mexican.
Yeah, there's good and bad, but
See, I like the stuff in San Diego, the stuff by the Comedy Store, the Rosaritas, by the Denny's, right by PB, the Bar and Grill,
right across.
all that shit. Behind that, it's open 24 hours.
what's the place on Western that's so good?
the restaurant?
Yeah.
It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
The one on Western is the one, El Cholo.
El Cholo.
El
Man, that
Cholo.
place is good.
That shit
When they
don't
make the
fuck around.
guac right at your table, the spicy
Oh,
guacamole.
Shit, and the margaritas there.
Yeah.
I used to cater.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
and Josh Wolf used to cater for them. And the main thing wasn't the money. It was to take a gallon of those margaritas. You always told the help, we were out of margaritas, but we ordered 3 gallons. They're out. These motherfuckers drink like fish. And meanwhile, you got one in the trunk. When you coked up a gallon of that fucking margarita juice that they have down there.
Was it hot though? In the trunk?
Who gives a fuck? You put it on ice in an hour. You take it in an hour.
I know, but still.
No, you just put it in the car and you fucking leave it back there. You cater at night.
Come on, Lee,
it's
use your
cool
fucking
out.
head.
I've never catered.
Yeah, so you put the fucking thing in the truck. They have ice in there from the catering. You can tell them whatever the fuck you want. We're all out. Let me see all three of them. Okay, whatever. So we take a fucking gallon home with us, and those margaritas are delicious, and they will fuck you up. So if you're a margarita fan, you're a Mexican food fan, El Cholo on Western Boulevard. Western, delicious. And it's
Past Olympic, I think,
bad.
maybe?
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that
pricey.
No,
you
it's
can
not
pay
that
like
pricey.
$12, $13. That's it. You can have a great time. It's authentic as fuck. They had the blue corn tortillas or whatever, the blue tortillas, like 2 months a year.
Yeah.
It's like a date place too.
No,
You
it's
don't spend that
well,
much,
the
but it's
margaritas.
authentica.
Yeah, the margaritas. In Boulder, there was a place that you had 3 margaritas and they cut you off because they made them with grain alcohol.
What?
So you didn't even taste the fucking grain alcohol. There you are, ha 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 ha. And next thing you know, bam. Fucking delicious. And at lunchtime, they had dollar margaritas, little ones. So people would go in there and get fucking lit. I used to go in there and eat the black beans were the best in there. They had a mix of like refried beans and black beans.
Really?
Just delicious. But all that stuff is, you're right, it's not authentic. It's like
But it's
Taco
a new
Bell with the
authentic.
chalupa. Ask a Mexican what a chalupa is, and he'll look at you and go, I have no idea.
Right.
Because they didn't invent it. That's something, it's like ciabatta bread. That's not Italian. That's some fucking Gentile. So let's be different.
Really?
Yeah. Well, go
John
ask
Ciabatta
an
made it?
Italian fucking about ciabatta bread. Well, they may call it something else, but that's garbage. I hate that shit. I hate ciabatta bread. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
I love it.
You know what I heard sushi's not that huge in Japan. Like I heard that's like not like that. I always thought it was like the main dish.
In Japan. It's different.
Big in Japan?
It's like fucking like dirty birds and shit. You eat dust and seeds and sea clams and shit. And your fucking fish has been stabbed and they throw it back in the water.
Yeah.
So you see where the knife wound was. Shit like that. Shit like that. That's what it's different. But it's fresh, Lee.
This was later. What was this reinvention, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? What was that supposed to be about?
I have no fucking idea. It was so long ago. But the cover is tremendous.
Yeah, so much in
The
there.
cover is tremendous. They got the flowers and it's shaped like a guitar and it says Paul's dead.
Oh, it says that on
Remember
there?
they played the whole trick in the United States that Paul McCartney was dead and these fucking saps fell for it, but it was tremendous marketing.
Yeah.
They didn't know at the time. That was the most brilliant marketing they had ever fucking ran into.
Play I Am the Walrus backwards, and
Yeah,
it says
all that craziness.
I just started getting vinyls, and a couple of them had really cool like artwork, and then I got a Steve Martin one that had his set list on the back. It was pretty cool. I never had any
What
vinyls.
about
set
What'd you
list.
get?
That's a cool thing to put on your.
Yeah.
It was a photocopied set list on like a car on the back of like a cardboard headshot. It was pretty cool. Yeah, someone got me one. It's like kind of a thing now, to get back into vinyl. But somebody got me a vinyl, so I got
Got you a Bill Cosby with the pill in it.
Yeah.
It came with a pill. It comes with a fucking,
I got a whole bunch of Cosby albums for Steve Simone got me a gift and got me a whole bunch of albums.
Fucking nickel now.
I wonder if they're. I wonder if any of the sets are the Spanish Fly sets. That's gonna be fucked up if it is.
he does do a set about Spanish Fly. It's
I mean, I
well-known.
remember hearing about that in camp, but when you see him say it now, after all that stuff is out,
It's really
on Larry
creepy.
King, you're like, ugh.
Spanish Fly. That was big when I was
Spanish
growing
Fly.
up. That was big. I don't even know if it worked.
The guy left Spanish Fly in his glove compartment. He went into the grocery store. His girlfriend found it, drank some, found it, came back. She was dead, humping the fucking stick shift.
My friend, the Olsons, he gave it to his grandmother to see if it worked. We all chipped in. We gave him like $5. And he gave it to his
You
grandmother.
poisoned your friend's grandmother?
Not me. He poisoned his own grandmother.
Didn't poison her, set her free.
He just set that bitch free and shit. In fact, it's his birthday today. Mike Olson. He's 54. I see it on Facebook. So, what's happened, you bad motherfuckers? A beautiful day to be alive. Had a very fucking interesting weekend evening. Had a great morning. I had fungi. I still got fungi under my toenail, so I go get lasered, fucking beamed off. If you got fungi under your toenail, go get it laser beamed off. It is fucking tremendous. Everybody wants to live in the future. Here's your fucking chance. They shoot laser beams right in your toes. They got a hose with like water with ice in it, and they condense it. I don't know what the fuck they do. When they blow it on your toes to freeze them, then they beam it because it gets hot. Every once in a while, you're like, ah! And it burns, and you could smell your fungus and your toenail frying in the fucking air. It's only 10 minutes. I got to go today. I got to go next Monday, and the Monday after that, I got to rub some fucking malukia juice.
When do you start getting fungus in your toes?
Fucking
Yeah.
10 years ago.
And then what does it do? Stinks.
It pushes your toenail out, and the fungi develops underneath.
And then, so what is it? Does it
So
hurt?
you ever see people that have a fucking fucked up toenail? It hangs over when you go to the pool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what it looks like. I cut it. I keep it good, and I paint it. I try the Swahili, the jiu-jitsu. I put a fucking Band-Aid on it, but it always falls off.
Paint it.
And people see that fucking infested fucking toenail. I would give somebody a 50 to sniff it. Just sniff that motherfucker.
No way.
Put that big old toe in your nostril and take a big old fucking, like it was...
A liquor sniff.
Does it smell?
Yes.
It smells.
It doesn't smell like you don't smell in the air. But sometimes late at night, I'll cut the toenail.
Underneath it smells,
Underneath it smells horrible. You let that... It's like a toe jam, but a little tougher. And you spin it around your finger, and then you put that ball on your counter.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, you smell that ball, you almost fucking die.
Ugh.
That's disgusting male shit.
Sometimes I'll do that. I'll dig underneath the toenail, like I'll have here, and then I'll dig, if that's a toenail, like under like that, and then smell what's left.
Oh, it's horrible. Twit that we're live, Lee.
People know. I'll tweet them.
They don't know. I've forgotten shit. Welcome to the Church of Beautiful. I did something this weekend that was completely out of my fucking character.
How's that?
I drove 2 hours to a jiu-jitsu tournament.
2 hours?
On the 5.
Irvine.
On a Saturday.
To watch one?
Yeah, at 3 o'clock at 2 in the afternoon, I decided me and
I
Mike
thought you were joking.
John Evan. No, man. You know, I don't do much, and people come to the shows and stuff, and I always feel guilty that I don't go to enough things. Like, like how could at this point in my life,
Could have some new
I could sit
experiences.
there for a basketball game, a football game. You went to a Laker game last
Went to a
week.
Laker game.
You know,
Yeah,
you
it's
experience
great.
it, but I can't go watch stand up or
Right.
improv comedy. I'll go watch a play if somebody knows of a good play in Hollywood.
You know what I thought of on the way here? Let's go see that Angela Lansbury play. Wonder if she's still good.
I heard she's freaking really good. Down on the,
I mean, she's been an actor for 75 years.
it's right there, right on the.
Probably somewhere around there. Probably tickets aren't expensive. I want to
No.
see if you can get better with it when you're that old, or if
It's
she's
across
just
from the
done.
W. It's across from the
Oh,
W.
really?
Yeah. They say it's a great. The Pantages.
The Pantages.
It's the Pantages. It's across from the W there. It's a great fucking. Hey, listen, bro. The older they get, the better they get.
I wonder.
You know, if they stay sharp at their 70s, they could be a fucking powerhouse.
Murder, She Wrote was in, like, she was old then. That was a long time ago. How's she still alive?
Those people take care of themselves. What do you think, Lee? How was your weekend, Cocklicker?
I had a great weekend. They had. Did you see Billy Crystal's new thing? It's not like it's like a one man show.
Comedians on Comedians or something.
No, yeah, they give him a new show, which is probably gonna be terrible. But his HBO special, like 300 Sundays or whatever,
Yeah.
with his dad, it was like half stand up, half one man show with like pictures and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Half
Did you
stand up,
watch it
half one
again?
man show, no laughs.
Not again. No, it had laughs. I mean,
Four.
his entire audience is like 90 years old.
Billy Crystal has a precise audience.
My mom loves him.
And
50-year-old
they're
Jewish
older
woman.
Jews, and they go, and that's their pride and joy.
Really?
They dress up, they spend a little bit, they even take an extra 20 out of the ATM.
Yeah.
They live it up with Billy Crystal. There's just some Jews that Jews go out for and live it up. Like they make Jews proud.
Billy Crystal.
And you don't know until you go. Like I see it because I'm a non-Jew. So when I go, like when I went to see Bette Midler, I went to see Bette Midler 30 years
How
ago.
is she?
Phenomenal.
Really?
Bette Midler will do 3 hours. She'll do stand-up, she'll sing, she'll dance.
Really?
But it was filled with Jews who, for that night, they forgot they were Jews.
That was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like you could tell. They were very nice. You know, they won't smoke pot or nothing, but they'll giggle and they'll turn their head. They'll smile. And even the men will loosen up a little bit, like, holy shit.
One of the first non-animated kids movies, like when I was a kid, one of the first like actual adult movies I saw was Mr. Saturday Night. My dad loved them. We had
He
it on
was a movie
VHS.
star, right?
Yeah.
He was
When Harry Met Sally was massive. I forgot about that. He
And
just
the-
seems like a has-been. Like, what? How was he ever?
In the movie that isn't bad, the one he plays a cop
I don't know.
with another black guy, with the dancer. He plays a cop, and it's a Chicago movie. They're like Chicago cops. He did that like in the 80s. Billy Crystal's been the one with the Cowboys.
City Slickers.
City Slickers.
City Slickers was
he
really
made-
good.
Yeah, he made some good money. He did some good shit, Billy Crystal.
City Slickers, Harry Met Sally. There were some really good movies he was in, huh? My Giant. Oh, forget it. But at least there was that.
Well, 300 Sundays is about him and his love for the Yankees.
For his father.
For his father. And
Yeah.
what they did. That's what dads and
He
sons
loves
do.
baseball.
They go to
He loves
baseball
baseball.
games, you know.
It's like a
That's
poor
what
man's
they
Woody
do.
Allen, though. I always thought it was that. Just like the actor version of Woody
I never got
Allen.
to see any of Woody Allen's stand-up. Was he funny?
I don't know. I heard an album. I have no idea. I think so, but I don't know.
He was like deadpanish,
Yeah, Deadpan.
you know, like very like, well, they all wanted to be the crazy Jew.
So, wait.
Yeah. What's the
Someone
crazy
driving
guy?
home. Who's the crazy Jew?
From the 60s. The reason why we're here.
Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce. If you watch that, the one I always talk to you
Yeah.
about, the black and white one, that's one of my favorite pieces of stand-up. Yeah. Yeah, man. Because,
I never seen any of that. Is it good?
yeah, it is good. You catch it and you're like, damn, look at this motherfucker
Jazzy.
go. Yeah, he was jazzy. He had a great rhythm to it.
That's cool.
But that was interesting. I had never been to a jiu-jitsu tournament before.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what the most interesting thing was about it.
What?
That I don't feel bad being that fat in a jiu-jitsu gi no more.
Why not?
Because there was a ton of fat jiu-jitsu guys.
No, really?
And they're tremendous after a certain level. Like after they hit a brown belt,
Yeah.
they get bigger. Like they get bigger and fatter, like but a strong fat.
Yeah.
And I saw this one black belt pull guard, and he almost ripped the other guy's shoulders off.
Oh, because he's so big?
He's so big, like 300
Oof.
pounds. He just fucking pulled him
Yeah,
down.
if you're gonna move that much weight every day, you probably get stronger.
You just get. It was very interesting to see them take their tops off. I mean, I went to see something else. I didn't go to see that. I just went to see a tournament, Neon Bellies and Maplathas and shit. That's it. And I ended up picking that up.
Do you see like eight fights going on at once?
It was 6 fights
matches
at once.
going on
Chuck
once.
Norris was there.
Oh, really?
Ashton was there. The whole Machado family was there. All the Gracies were there.
I went to one with Tate in Long Beach.
Yeah, they're fucking. I mean, and I appreciate the jiu-jitsu lot. Listen, when I was a kid, not when I lived in New York. Renato was there. What's the kid's name? The black kid?
Laranja
was there. We hugged. We had a great time. My friend Hugh was there. You know, when I was a kid, not when I lived in New York City and did karate with Laranjo's father, but when I lived in Jersey, I got to say 3 years of my life, you had to go to 3 things a weekend. With this karate, Gushin Guru Karate, where I went in Jersey, the guy's name was Kevin Norlander or something. And he was a Vietnam vet, but he was not all there. Remember we talked about him? Somebody called in. And he goes, he still teaches. And he wanted you to go to 3 things a month. You only have 1 Sunday off a month or 1 Saturday. So he would check them off. Like before you sent your application, he would check them off. So every month you went to the Bronx. That's what I did, guys. Before I started smoking dope, me and 6 idiots like you would get together at 8 in the morning with our karate gis, and we'd take a bus somewhere. And we take a bus, we go to an auditorium, with each spar, not with each other in a tournament. We do forms, and then 3 of the 6 would take a gold or a platinum or whatever the fuck the medals are, and we'd go home. Once I started smoking pot, I didn't want to be with those guys no more. Not that I didn't love them.
Right.
I was just too embarrassed. They didn't get Ari. All they did was do karate. So these guys didn't understand that world. So the more I got high, the more I distanced myself from those guys, which was my fucking... I would have been a killer if I hung out with those guys. Those guys were great guys, but that's what they did. And that's this lifestyle. 800 milligrams, 200. You know me, I'm always ready to rock and roll.
so all the irregulars.
So we take the irregulars and fucking... and sell them for 20 or the small 15. Me and Frankie would get like 12, 13 pairs. And after the 3rd time, we got caught. These dudes circled us and said, listen, you can't be doing this shit no more. This is our fucking angle. What you could do is we'll buy them from us for $5. But me and Frankie in those days used to drive down there when he was 16 and a half.
To the flea market?
To the flea market in Englishtown, New Jersey, which was a good fucking hour. And we listened to Bachman Turner Overdrive, that 8-track, over and over. We were going to go take care of business. You know what I'm saying? Me and him were going to go take care of business. This is like our theme song. This was it. We were gangsters. We'd stop and get hot dogs. I remember we stopped and got White Castle. And at that age, I knew I couldn't eat White Castle.
Why?
Because I got such a bad headache. I couldn't leave the house the rest of the day.
What?
That next Sunday, I woke up and barfed. I didn't eat White Castle again until high school.
Too salty, maybe?
Yeah, it was too much sodium. And
also gross.
Oh, they're delicious.
They're awful.
Listen, those little White Castles with cheese steamed. Are you fucking kidding me? With some
they
fries.
Were the worst things in the world.
And a Pepsi. Listen. If right now we drove over to the one in
they
Bergen,
are terrible. If it is not fresh out of the oven, and I mean like take it out and just throw it into your mouth.
That's when that. What do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna save them for 2 years? But I'm gonna tell you something.
People take them to go. What?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell you what. I guarantee you, I could be right next to one.
Yeah.
And I could get the 3 packets from Ralph's, steam them, and you won't know the difference. Did you know that? You get the 3 packets from Ralph's. There's a Puerto Rican.
That's the same. You're saying
that.
that's the same as.
So what you do is you take the fucking thing and you take a little pie pan and you fill it with like a 1/2 inch of water and put it under it. My friends do it all the time. We go over there. We're like, where the fuck do you get these White Castles? And they go, listen, if you listen to the people at Ralph's, they tell you to put them in the oven. That's not the way to do them. You got to steam them the way they do them. And you steam them. That's what I'm saying. Look, you think I eat that shit? But I'll tell you what. Out of respect for New York City, every time I go to New York, I'd get 2 White Castles and fries and a Diet Pepsi. Are we lying, Lee? Did I not take you to White Castle on 91st Street?
You did.
Did we not eat on the corner like animals outside? We saw homeless people.
The fries are good. They have really good fries.
The fries are delicious.
You agree with me?
About what?
The burgers. They're garbage burgers.
What?
They're only for when you're drunk.
The burgers are guts.
See, here's the thing. It's what you like as a kid, because I didn't have it as
right.
a kid. So
I didn't even
matter.
like them as a fucking kid. And I'm telling you, as an adult, you know what? They're a piece of America. Since 19. How old is White Castle? 19,
Let's
fucking
see.
15 or something like that?
Thanks.
Out of respect, you got to go eat one. And you never die. They always said they were horse meat and whatever. It's the same shit they give you and the shit I like as a kid. That steak that I
That's
like.
your mafia meat that you always talk about. That's your mafia meat. It's White Castle.
No,
they
what's
have
the fuck? What year?
1921, so whatever that is.
1920 fucking 1. They've been serving food. Come on, give me a fucking breather. It's not cuisine. It's not Artie Morton's.
It's all like sheep udder.
It's what?
It's like other meat.
I'm telling you.
How does it get so gross? I
Listen
don't
to me.
understand how it
I'll
gets
take
so
you
gross.
to the fucking one in Northburg.
It's just beef, right?
I'll get you a surf and turf that'll knock your socks off.
All right.
The burger with the fish patty.
In White Castle?
Yeah. Oh, it's a surf and turf. It's kosher, the whole thing. Don't worry about nothing. Where the fuck you been, dog? I don't call. You don't write. Last time I saw you, you had a bald head and a leg. Now you show up with hair and
I gotta cut it again.
and a broken leg. What is it with you? You're like, you're loving life, and I gotta give you that much. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
had a good time.
you're single. You have no responsibilities. You got an apartment here. You got an apartment there. You got no car. You said, fuck it. You got a bicycle.
That's right. I do. I have a bicycle key.
And that's it, brother. That's all. Who gives a fuck? You got a show on Comedy
I chase
Central.
the sun.
Yeah,
Chase the sun.
Listen, man, at the end of the week, that's all that matters. You're happy.
Yeah.
You're having a good time, and you're doing what you love doing.
Your story comes out tomorrow
I know.
on YouTube. The other story.
What do you got to remind me for? You know?
Yeah.
What do you got to tell these people for?
That's good. I was watching it today.
Syatt, how you feeling?
I'm good. I
Right.
had a fun day last week on
you?
Thursday.
What'd you do?
I went to the beach for the first time ever in LA.
Did you? By
Really?
yourself?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, I was just gonna go to Malibu because I didn't want to fight the traffic to Santa Monica, but someone told me about Point Doom,
Yeah.
and I went there and it was great.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's kind of scary though because they have really steep stairs, and I was really high, so the stairs were kind of scary. But other than that,
Did
it
you
was
go in
cool.
the water?
Hell yeah, that was the best part. I went up and I went all the way into my head, and fuck yeah, I like going all the way under. I haven't
Really?
done that. I haven't done that in fucking like 15 something years probably. At
How
least.
cold was it?
It was really cold.
Oh. Is everything got all those caves?
Ooh, I don't know. They had surfers. They probably did have caves because
Did-
it was like you had to like climb down a mountain.
To get there?
Yeah,
Damn.
but it was so fun.
A lot of people down there, Lee?
No, there was. Well, here's the thing. It's March and it was like a weekday, so maybe they just didn't have people, but there was no one. It was great.
You know, listen, I love the fucking beach. Who doesn't love the fucking beach?
Beach is
When
great.
it's warm. I grew up on a fucking beach. Okay, you know
Great sound effect.
what's that?
That's siren.
The cops are always around here. I remember being a kid in the summers. I fucking grew up right in Miami. I'd go down to Miami for 3 weeks, and the last week my mom would come down and we'd get a hotel with the family I stayed with. She was godmother to their daughter, and all those, we'd stay on the beach for 8 days, and go out there. I love the beach, but it's such a fucking chore when you live here.
It is, but
it is, but it isn't.
Especially if you go to the 101 to the Malibu, because the Santa Monica is going to be death whenever
Why?
you
Why
want to go.
death?
The 405.
Yeah.
The 405 would just...
Yeah.
There's no way. But... And the best part about it, I didn't say, I took my shirt off. I haven't done that ever.
Hell yeah, man.
I've never
How'd
done
it feel?
That. It was great. I'm so white. But like I was always too self-conscious. But I was like,
good for you,
it.
bro.
I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah.
At the beach.
At the end of the week, yeah, you got a little sun, a little vitamin D on your titties.
And I got high, and there's actually a spot because it got too cold.
Yeah.
So I climbed up the mountain, and there's a spot you can just like look over the water. Like they have a lookout spot, and it was great. And I just sat there and like rode all day. It was like really fun.
When I spoke to you that morning, you sounded very enthusiastic, but at the same time, you sounded very like you wanted to go out of your comfort zone. Like you were done. Like you didn't want to sit around anymore. You just wanted to.
I like it too much, so I'll do it all day if I could. Like I would. If I could never leave my house again, I would. That'd be fine. But I wanted to try. I live in LA. I might as well go. And then, you were right. Like you always told me to like get some sun, and just to get out of the house. The house is the best. That's why I don't want to leave.
Did you eat when you were down there? Did you stop and get like a fish burger?
I went and got a burger at like a place.
No fish tacos.
But
or anything?
no, but here's the thing.
What?
I normally wouldn't go to a place like that, and I normally would. I don't like eating alone, so I would take it to go.
Yeah.
But I stayed, and I ended up talking to a guy, and he told me about Point Doom. I was just going to go to a random beach. So it's like,
social help for once.
It's terrible. I hate being social.
But it worked.
It did, so that's why I'm trying to do it more.
I went into the beach in San Diego this weekend. I went into the water with my crutches on. I crutched out there. Everybody.
Did you bring your fucked up foot in there?
What?
Did you bring your fucked up foot in there too?
Yeah.
You got some water on it?
I like to get some water get on it.
Good. The salt water heals it with the oil.
You just dig in. You just dig in.
I fell down a couple times just standing up in the regular ocean. How did you...
3 legs. 3 legs.
Once those waves come, they'll knock
more
you
than
over.
You. I had 2 stars in me, 2 of the red ones, so it wasn't really anything. But I kept thinking, like, if I died, I was gonna be like the first person to like get blamed for weed. But it wasn't that. Like, it was just I only went up to like my waist, and then I just ducked under when the waves came, dude. It was so much fun.
I miss going to the beach a lot, and I was doing it a lot before Mercy came. Me and my wife were going down there twice a month to the beach. Remember, I fell and I got a hole in my leg, and I got hit by the rock down there. I was going to the beach a ton. Once my daughter came along, she gets car sick. Either way, whether we take the 101 to fucking, the other way down Santa Monica with all the curves, you get off. What the fuck do you get off on Sunset?
We could do Topanga.
Yeah, no. We used to get off the 405 to Sunset and then get off and make a right and go down that way.
I guess the straightest way would be the 405 to the 10.
Well, we used to go to that beach, and then no, both ways she gets sick, so we stopped going. Fuck it. I love the goddamn beach. The Jersey Shore, all that shit. But we were talking about something that you didn't fucking know about.
Oh man, I just zoned out.
I know you did, because that hash will take you to where you need to be. That's from the one-eyed Jew. That's in your jeans.
No, that's the fucking edible kicking in.
No, the edible has.
You're right. My fault.
Nah, what the fuck? Whatever it is. Who gives a fuck what it is?
So apologetic.
We're going.
All right, sorry. What were we talking about?
We were talking about you hurting your leg before the fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about my skiing thing. A couple of weeks ago, I worked with Marin,
Boom.
and I was talking about skiing and dimensions and sizes, and the guy's like, wait a second, you ski? And I go, dog, for fucking 4 years, that was my life, and nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew that you were a skier.
Nobody. I got there in April of '83, and everybody busted my balls. Are you gonna ski? Are you gonna ski? Are you gonna ski? And my claim to fame was in Jersey one night. My friends took me out. It was midnight skiing at the Playboy Lodge. This is how long ago this was. Ari, I know what it is to be cold. Walking in fucking northern New Jersey with the winds off the Hudson in January, getting off a bus and walking up those 3 blocks. Your ears feel like they're gonna crack. Fuck that. When I went skiing the first time with those animals and I got on top of that mountain, that fucking wind hit me, I tapped out. I threw the skis down and I told the guy to help me, and they shot me down on the fucking thing. You want to talk about embarrassment, dude? with a fucking gram of coke in my pocket and an 8-ball in the room, and I was like, I'll never ski.
It's a type of cold that just goes through your jacket.
I didn't understand how you're gonna go skiing on ice when it's cold. You're gonna fall and you're gonna fucking bump your head. You know, I just didn't feel the logic. But once I moved to Aspen, my friends.
Because you got powder.
Yeah, it's two different worlds.
Yeah, the East Coast is way worse.
The East Coast was garbage. Like at that time, I didn't know.
That's what I started on, the East Coast.
I didn't know what good ski was. I didn't know. I had no idea. But all I knew was I didn't like the experience in Jersey. So here I am in fucking Snowmass Village, November of '83, and I'm surrounded by fucking people asking me if I'm going to ski. And I tell them, oh, no. I'm a retarded fucking New Yorker at the time. No, I don't fucking ski. Fuck you people. I'm not even going to watch. And one day I went up there, and I went to get a bowl of chili, a bowl of stew at the stew pot. Yeah. And I walked a long way, and I saw these people zooming by. And I was like, wait a second, I'm fucking 19. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing? I'm going to a gym and hitting a bag. That's my fucking life. And I go to Aspen and I fucking take classes or whatever the fuck I'm doing. You know what? Here's the deal. My neighbor was a manager at Sport Kalen. Sport Kalen's a big-time sporting thing up there. And his dad died and he had to go back. So I lent him money. And when he came back, he gave me the money. He goes, listen, your first ski lesson is on me and all the equipment. Just like that.
Really?
So December 24th.
What?
The dude, I walked up there December 24th. I hadn't spoken to him since he got him back. And he gave me the cash back like a man. And I walked in there December 24th and I said, I'm ready to go skiing. He goes, dog, I'm busy as fuck. I can't give you a lesson. But you're getting tightened up with the best demos I got. This is it. You go to Indonesia with this. These are $35 a piece in Indonesia.
You go to jail for so long.
Yeah, you got like 20 years. And just give them to the people at the police station. Take these. They're vitamins. Those poor little Chinese people go down in fucking flames in Indonesia. We ready?
We're ready.
This podcast is brought to you by HelloTushy.com. Bidets are back, bitches. Portable bidets that fit right in your bathroom, and they work magnificently.
Deal with it, motherfuckers.
Let me explain something to you. It's Father's Day. I know you've looked at your dad from time to time and said, you know what? I could tell my dad's asshole stinks. You ever look at your dad and you go, he's had those pants on for 3 days. He's a filthy animal, but I can't say nothing because he's my dad. But you know what his asshole must smell like? You know why him and your mom sleep in separate beds? Because he's a filthy fucking animal. But let me explain something to you. Father's Day is coming. And you could send him a Hello Tushy right to his door. Go to HelloTushy.com and take a look at those portable bidets. You're going to love them. You got a 90-day money-back guarantee.
What does it do?
It washes your asshole.
What do you mean? What do you mean portable?
Portable. You put it on any toilet that you want. It connects to the tubing, and the next thing you know, after you take a little poop, let's say you're feeling down and you want a little sprinkler in your asshole, you sit down, you turn it on, and it washes your little muffler for you, just like they do in Japan. The only thing is, this is portable. Go to HelloTushy.com right now and press in.
Church.
BAM! And get 10% off your order delivered right to your house. Also, the podcast is brought to you by ONNIT. ONNIT, the leader in supplements, whether it's Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech, or Shroom Tech Sport. Go to ONNIT.com right now and press in.
Church.
BAM! And get 10% off also. Thank you for listening to the church. Kick that mule, Lee. On a beautiful Monday morning, slinging dick and giving out chopsticks. Lee Syatt's here. I think Ari Shaffir is here.
I'm here. I'm mostly here.
That was a tremendous bong, I told you.
Yeah.
This new weed we're getting out here, this new weed from the One-Eyed Jew.
Jesus.
This is killing motherfuckers, Ari. I tried to send you postcards to warn you.
I didn't get to
it. Don't come back.
What, it's too strong now?
Nobody went out there and told you and shit. You went away for a long time.
Joey,
you don't shine shoes no more.
This weed you smoked out there, you would have laughed at it.
It was that
It's
bad.
all brown.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like sticks of things.
Seeds.
Oh, yeah.
What do they
so
charge
many
you?
seeds.
What do they charge you?
Depends where. Some places not much, like $10 for like a ground up eighth. You know, like a shitty looking eighth. Maybe
Where'd you get the best weed at?
Vietnam.
Vietnam had good weed?
Yeah, one guy had it.
Like California weed or Vietnam
It had been a long time. It had been like 2.5 months already. So, just way better than anything I remembered.
How was the food in Vietnam?
Pretty good. Those banh mi sandwiches.
What a
You would
banh mi?
love those. Just quick fucking in a little bun, like an 8-incher. They stuff it. It's like just fresh, super fresh bread. Like real. They got that from the French, when the French invaded them, and they just stuff it full of shit.
Like what?
Chicken, and then like a little long carrot, and some like hot peppers in there if you want. A little bit of salt. It's just their own hoagie, I guess.
Now, who invaded Vietnam first? French?
The French got out, and then immediately America is like, hell yes, we're getting in there.
Because if you watch Apocalypse Now, the
Yeah.
Redux,
Yeah.
they add those scenes
What scenes?
where they're having dinner at the French house and they get into an argument and the guy tells Martin
And the French are
Sheen,
already gone?
You know what, man?
Or the French was part of the house?
It's the French's house. This is the scene after they go and surf. Charlie don't surf, and then
Yeah.
they go to the thing and they see the playmates come down in the helicopter. From there, they go on to the lagoon, and they go somewhere, and the movie turns a turn. Apocalypse Now, when it came out in '79, it was a great cut. It was a 3.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
But then for the 20th anniversary or something, I don't know exactly, they added that extra hour
More
and a half.
Hour and a half more?
Something.
Just 5 hours?
Something. If you want to look it up, Lee. And there's a scene when they're in some guy that's French soldiers and they're having dinner and they get into an argument and they explain to the American that, we can't believe what you're doing now. That we already dealt with this, so that's now.
Yeah.
I forget all about
Yeah, they
that.
had like 2 successive wars there. The French, and they drove out the French, and then immediately Americans moved in. They're like, we're going to take you over. They never attacked anybody. They were just there. They called the American War there.
And how does Vietnam look today?
It's all right. Ho Chi Minh was pretty packed. Yeah, motorcycles everywhere. It takes you like 20 minutes to work up the curves across the street. They just go. There's so many of them, hundreds of them. Yeah, and it's overdone. Like they just keep. They have districts to go out farther and farther
Anybody
and farther.
tell you "fuck you, American"?
No, not once. They like us now. That was just an old government. They don't care about them.
Well, are you?
They don't like the Chinese anymore.
Are you South Korean or Vietnamese or?
Am I of Korean or Vietnamese descent? Is
No,
that what
I'm
you just
sorry.
asked me?
I just were you in South or which Vietnam?
What? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're in Vietnam. Sorry, Jesus Christ, that's how.
Wait, what was your question?
For a second, I was confusing Korea with Vietnam.
Did you think I was Korean or Vietnamese?
Yes. No. I thought you were in Korea, not Vietnam.
Oh, I get it.
What did you find out about Apocalypse Now?
450.
That's what it finished with.
4 hours, 50 minutes?
Yeah, for the Redux.
Golly,
Yeah,
that's so long.
Yeah.
You can't. Come on. You can't do that.
No, I can't do it.
I've watched parts of the Redux. I can't lie to anybody. I've watched parts of it. It's just too long.
Yeah.
And I think it takes you somewhere you don't want to go. They've redone The Godfather. They've added all the scenes back. And
Really?
It's like fucking 9 hours.
All 3 of them together?
All 3 of them together.
You see them in chronological order? You see that?
No. I think it's the first 2, and they put all the parts back. And it comes out, if it starts at 12, it goes till 6 or 7 o'clock at night, HBO.
Oh.
And now I think didn't Bobby put something out today on Facebook, Bobby Sharon? They're releasing The Godfather for a week.
What do you mean, in theaters?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that'd
next
be cool.
week or the week after.
Oh.
They're re-releasing The Godfather for a week for the 45th anniversary.
I think that's going to be the move. I think
You know
that's-
what? You know why? You know why? Because
Why?
of Godfather 4. Because they're trying to present pre-hype for it.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to get people talking about Godfather 4.
Yeah, are they going to shoot a Godfather?
Yeah. It's like the grandson or something. Or like them in like a war with somebody else. I don't know.
I mean, I think they
Maybe
should
it's the
just
son.
leave
Maybe it was
alone.
that kid. Maybe the kid grew up, the boy, a dumb boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if a dummy got in head of the mafia? Seems like a comedy then, right?
I guess,
That
but
slow-witted son, if he became the head of the mafia.
It always happens.
I've thought for a while that they could. I think the movie theaters could survive on just re-releasing
Old
the
movies.
best of the old movies, and just I mean, there are movie theaters that show old movies, but if you just re-release like the best, not every movie, but just had like a
Dumb
week,
and Dumber.
yeah. And you could do like marathons, like if you wanted to do all the Godfathers in one row, yeah. But just give the new movies a break until they get a chance to make.
Listen, there's people that are nostalgic about a lot of movies. So what you do is 16 Candles.
Yeah.
And like Ferris Bueller. Let's get Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Ferris Bueller. Everybody loves Ferris Bueller. You want to re-release Ferris Bueller, you'll get my $7. But I'd rather you add 2 or 3 things. 2 or 3 scenes that we didn't see.
Oh, yeah, something new.
And re-release it on the 32nd anniversary, and I'll pay you the fucking 12 or whatever the fuck it is, Ari.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I don't mind
going.
Those are my favorite movies. I mean, everybody's nostalgic about 16 Candles, or what's the other one? It is 16 Candles with the Chinese guy. Yeah, they adopt the Chinese guy and fucking...
Do you steal her underwear?
Yes, he steals the underwear. That's a good one.
Shows it off.
Or Michael Hall. That's right. That's how they had the party. Yeah. He's under the thing. All those movies are phenomenal. The Breakfast Club was just on. What did I watch today? Today I watched the second half of something that I said, this never fucking comes on. Those movies, if there's nothing to do.
Yeah, you can watch it.
Now, let me explain something to you. There's some people who like going to Tarantino's theater, the Beverly.
Oh, yeah. The new Beverly, yeah. It's
amazing. Let me ask you something, Lee, because you actually go to more movies than myself and Ari.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I used to.
Would you go see one of your favorite old movies with Paula at the Starlight? What is this? The Skylight?
ArcLight?
And pay the $18?
See, I wouldn't pay $18, but here's the thing.
How much is the ArcLight?
I think ArcLight's around that. I think
$12.50, $13,
it's
14.
15, something like that.
So let's pretend now. I'm not even talking about The Godfather. Let's be fair. Let's say...
here's an example just for kids my age. Like, we watched Good Burger a few months ago.
Yeah.
Had a way better time. Like that... And that's not a classic for like a
Good Burger, really?
But it's a classic for like stoner, like just for like kid. But I think you could get away going from like the 70s and 80s, not even the 90s. You could do the 90s if you wanted to, but just 70s and 80s. And just because how you always get mad at me for like not seeing things, like give us a chance to see it. And then because the only reason tickets are that high is because of these whatever it's called, the studios are making. That's where they make their money. So if they just re-released old movies, they could lower ticket prices because they're not paying anything to get the movies out there. So they'd probably end up making more money because all they have to do is pay residuals.
I would like to open up a movie theater. I would do it differently. Like I went to a movie theater in San Francisco in 1985, Ari, that you would have died.
Yeah.
They closed it up, or maybe it's still open. It's on the Tenderloin. It's on Haight-Ashbury, I'm sorry. And it used to be close to the end. And I saw Mask there. The movie with Cher and the little kid, not The Mask.
Oh, sorry.
Mask, 1985, with Cher, when she had the kid that was really ugly with the fucked up head. You ever see that?
No, what?
A deformed
head. Mask. Yeah. Eric Roberts.
So what I had to do was, this movie theater, I don't know how they made money. But this is the deal, guys.
He had a big head.
In that movie, he did. Yeah,
it was really big.
And in real life, it was even bigger, and he died this summer and shit.
Did he really?
Yeah, he died that summer.
Eric Roberts?
No, the guy that fucking Eric Roberts fucking played. Oh. This is what they had. This is why I don't know if you can make money and be successful. First of all, you'd have to put love seats. Because people go in twos.
Go where in twos?
To the movie theater.
Yeah.
So at this movie theater that I went to in San Francisco in 85, they just had 23-man couches that looked like the couches in La Jolla.
Oh, really?
All fucking busted and whatever. They redid them, real cool.
Yeah.
They had ashtrays in there for weed and cigarettes.
Oh, cool.
They made popcorn with real butter.
Oh, nice.
And they made homemade chocolate chip cookies. Not the fucking, like a guy was there packing the cookies in. Yeah.
Wow.
And they would come out and the bell would ring, like a
light
would go on. It would still look like 1950 in there.
Whoa.
You could still smell the sperm from the burlesque days. But it didn't matter.